What's going on, guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital. We're here with Spencer Hugh, Director, President, and Chief Executive Officer at Neo Battery Materials. How are you doing today, Spencer?
Hi, Aaron. Thanks for inviting me. I'm currently staying in South Korea. Yes, everything is okay from South Korea. Yes.
Yeah, that's great to hear. So it's nice to have you on the channel. Can you start by giving us a brief introduction to Neo Battery Materials?
Absolutely. It's great to share our story with you at this Departures Capital. Neo Battery Material is a Vancouver-based public company listed on TSX Venture. As you might be aware, EV market is growing significantly these days, and the battery is the key component of electric cars. So in other words, the huge growth of EV market means huge growth of battery market. Is that right, Aaron?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Neo Battery Material is looking for this great opportunity in the EV market with our battery material technology. Neo is focused on anode material. Anode is one of the key battery materials. As far as I know, on TSX Venture, Neo is the first and the most advanced company related to silicon anode material development. I have to say that currently Neo is at the very crucial stage of commercializing our silicon anode materials, and we are targeting our initial operation in 2023. By achieving these milestones, we have a goal to penetrate into this emerging silicon anode market with a huge growth potential. We strongly believe we could be among value supply chain as a silicon anode supplier in the coming years. Yes.
Very interesting story. So like you said, Neo Battery Materials is focused on silicone anode technology. Can you tell our viewers more about this and why there's so much potential for this technology?
Absolutely. If you don't mind, for your better understanding, I would like to start with a brief information about the key battery materials. So there are 4 core battery materials. They are called cathode, anode, separator, and electrolyte. These 4 core battery materials account for 60% of the battery cell manufacturing cost. Neo is focusing on anode materials. Probably your question is why we are focusing on anode materials. Yes, there is a clear and a simple answer for that. Probably you need, including you, most of the drivers who wants to drive electric cars want to longer driving range and faster charging. Is that right?
Yeah.
That would be a very important part for wider adoption of electric cars going forward. Anode plays a very important role to achieve this important improvement of electric cars. So currently, as you might know, graphite is used as a main anode material. Graphite has been used for more than 30 years. They are durable, structurally, and safe. But the graphite has a limited energy capacity of 350 milliampere per gram. This is a theoretical and the practical maximum number. To make up for this deficiency, silicon now is emerging because silicon has up to 10 times more energy capacity than graphite. So silicon is currently recognized as the most promising anode material for improvement of energy capacity. So silicon can retain lithium 8 to 10 times more than graphite, which means that the addition of the silicon could help significantly increasing energy density with much faster charging speed for the batteries. The battery market is forecasting the adoption of silicon is a must, not a choice in the future. So if you see the silicon anode market is emerging now and is expected to grow at 70 to 80% growth annually for the coming 10 years. So, but silicon has a big issue for solution, swelling issue. That swelling issue needs to be handled because the swelling or volume expansion could cause a damaged structure of the shortened battery life. So our patent nano coating technology has been developed for the past 7 years. And now we strongly believe we are able to manage this swelling issue while meeting the demands of anode improvement.
Yeah, that's some fascinating technology. So, NEO recently announced in their corporate update that they have doubled target annual production to 240 tons for their silicone anode commercial plant, along with receiving site approval. Can you tell us why this is so important?
First of all, I'm very happy to secure 2.5 acres land for our commercial plant in South Korea with a capacity of 240 tons per year. Our market penetration strategy is clear and simple as well. Our priority, Aaron, is to take initiatives of market penetration in the silicone anode market by preemptive commercial operation as soon as possible. So currently, there are only 3 to 4 companies globally which are commercially successful silicone anode materials. And currently, there are no dominant players at this market. Based on my understanding, our potential competitors are using very, very expensive and complicated manufacturing process, which means that very expensive cost structure. On the other hand, our technology is part of the simple manufacturing process. I mean, no high temperature, no high pressure process are required for our manufacturing process. This big difference could enable us to mass produce silicone anode materials at a very, very competitive cost. By proving our commercially viable mass production capacity through our initial 240 tons, we have a confidence we could achieve faster and easier market penetration. Potentially, these 2.5 acres to expand our production capacity up to 2,000 tons per year. For your better understanding, how could cover the number of electric cars with our initial 240 tons. Our 240 tons could supply up to 160,000 electric cars upon the fully completion of our capacity in South Korea. And also, as qualified foreign investment company in South Korea, we could enjoy a lot of benefits, including tax incentives and super cheap list rate. Specifically, we will pay just 1% of appraisal rent value for our site. We made it happen here in South Korea.
Wow, that's very interesting. So what are some of the upcoming catalysts that investors should be excited about for 2022?
We believe that 2022 will be a very important year for NEO, Aaron. Regarding catalyst you just mentioned, I'd like to refer some opportunities for NEO this year. Regarding our commercial plan, we plan to complete most of the construction work for our plant by the end of this year. This is going to give us a big momentum to move forward to the next stage. In the meantime, currently we signed just over 22 NDAs so far. We will keep communicating with our NDA counterparties and doing more sample testing with diverse parties this year. We expect some more advance from mutual activities. We expect some important and noticeable outcome could happen through this year, 2022.
Yeah, this should be a really interesting year for you guys. So what is the one thing that you're most excited about in the short term for NEO Battery Materials?
Okay, it's unfortunate, for me to just refer one thing. So we have many catalysts, we believe, but anyway, if you talk about short term, I would assume within 2 to 3 months, okay? Mm-hmm. It would be all about the setup of our R&D scale-up center in South Korea and the sample testing. We announced the setup of our R&D scale-up center in Seoul in January. The center is expected to fully operational by mid-March. Upon the completion of this center, we could produce as much silicone anode materials as required from our working counterparties. Going forward, we will keep sending additional samples to some established companies in Europe under NDA. On top of that, we also plan to deliver our samples to some Korean companies starting from late March. In the meantime, NEO already sent some samples to third-party institute in Korea for the validation of the performance. We will get the initial test soon. Okay, we will get the initial results soon. That would be a very interesting part as well. So based on the sample testing result and feedbacks from our NDA counterparties, we could move to the next stage, such as collaboration agreement and possibly offtake agreement based on commercial production with some of our NDA counterparties. So this could be a big catalyst for NEO battery materials in the first half of this year. I would say that's a big catalyst, for the first half of 2022, for sure too.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be an exciting first half of the year. So let's talk a little bit about the electric vehicle battery market now. So, of course, you're the CEO of a battery material company, and I'm sure you're bullish on the market. I'm very bullish on the electric vehicle market. We know it's the future, but where do you see the market going in the long term? Any thoughts on the market outlook and the potential there?
I'd like to ask you a question. Are you driving electric cars at this moment, or you have a plan in the future?
That's a bad question to ask me because I'm kind of a car enthusiast. The internal combustion engine, I do love. I do love internal combustion engine cars, the sound and all of that. But I know that that's not most people's opinion.
Yeah, but actually, trend is trend, right? To make a long story short, the EV market will pose the huge growth, going forward. So last year, 4 million electric cars were sold globally, okay? Compared to the previous year, that was almost 100% growth of sales. This year, the market is expected another 50% growth for electric car sales. 6 million electric cars will be expected to be sold globally this year. So as I already mentioned, the huge growth of the electric vehicle market means that absolutely the huge growth of the EV battery market, which means that it will give us a big opportunity in the battery material sector as an emerging silicone anode player going forward.
Yeah, and the price of gas right now is out of control, obviously, as we know. So I definitely see electric vehicles. The market's obviously going to grow, and yeah, it's an awesome place to be for a company, looking to benefit from that growth. So I'm excited for you guys. Where's the best place for investors to go for more information about the company?
Yes, definitely. If the viewers and any potential investors, the people who are interested in us, to more about us, definitely please visit our website, www.neobatterymaterials.com. And also, I myself very welcome to any calls and any emails from any investors, any potential investors. All the time. So I will pick up the phone except my sleeping time. So you don't have to worry about that. So I'm ready. To pick up the phone. I'm ready to write an email to any questions going forward.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Spencer. I know this is just our first interview. We'll definitely be having you back on for more updates as time goes on. And, best of luck with everything. It's going to be an exciting year for you guys.
Thank you very much. I hope, that we will talk to, very soon.
If you like these videos, kindly hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Drop us a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. And finally, always remember, Departures Capital is for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell a stock because you heard it on here. Buy or sell a stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you're making your own personal investment decisions for yourself. This video is not financial advice. Furthermore, this video may or may not have been sponsored by the companies that we've profiled within this video, and we may or may not own shares of any of the profiled companies in this video. If you want to know the full disclosure details, check the description down below along with thoroughly reading our disclaimer. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.